Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to Livewire tutorial for beginner. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can install Livewire in your Laravel project. So let's go and first create our Laravel project first. So I'll just open a command prompt over here and create our Laravel project. So in order to create our Laravel project, we need to write this command Laravel new and we need to mention our project name. Let's our project name will be Livewire tutorial. Let's press enter. And it will create a Laravel project, and I'll just fast forward the video for now. And here you can see our project is created, and here you can see Livewire tutorial folder over here. If I go inside, you can see this is our Laravel project. So let's run this project. So for it, here we need to go to this Livewire tutorial project directory. So for it, we'll say over here cd Livewire tutorial. Let's press enter, and currently we are in the Livewire tutorial directory. So let's run the project. So for it, we'll just over here php artisan serve. Let's press enter, and here you can see our project is running. So let me just copy this, Ctrl C and paste it here. And there you go, this is our Laravel project that we just created. And I also open the project using Sublime Text. Over here you can see Livewire tutorial written over here. And right now directly we will go to resource, use, and then welcome.blade.php, and I'll remove everything from here. And let's just over here normal HTML, and inside the body I'm going to say h1 tag. Let's say here Livewire tutorial. Let's save it, Ctrl S, and right now if we refresh over here, you can see Livewire tutorial. And up until now we haven't done anything related to Livewire. We only just created Laravel project. So right now we'll install Livewire in our Laravel project. So let me just open a command prompt over here, and here you can see this is the command prompt. And in order to install Livewire in our Laravel project, we need to write this command: composer require Livewire / Livewire. Let's press enter, and it will install Livewire in our project. And there you go. And here you can see our Livewire is installed over here. So right now let me just, so right now what we have to do is that we need to go to the head section, and here we have to write over here @ Livewire capital STY styles, and then we need to go to at the end of our body tag, and here we'll say @ Livewire capital S script SCRIPTS capital S and script. So right now we are ready to write our Livewire code inside this body. So right now let's say we want to show a specific view for Livewire over here. Let's say after Livewire tutorial. So for it, first of all, we need to create a Livewire view, and in order to create a Livewire view, we need to write a command in our command prompt. So in the command prompt, we are going to say php artisan make clone Livewire, and here we are going to mention a name. You can mention any name you want. Let's say over here hello world, WORLD, hello world, and then let's press enter. And here you can see it is telling us something that class this one is created in the app HTTP Livewire. There is hello world.php is created, and also in the view there is a folder called Livewire, and inside that folder hello world.blade.php is created. And after that it is asking us something: would you like to show some love by sharing the repo? We'll just say over here no, and then press enter. Okay. So right now let me just minimize it. So right now if you go to our views, here you can see we have a Livewire folder over here, and inside the Livewire folder here you can see hello world blade.php. And then if we go to our app, then HTTP, and inside HTTP here you can see we have a folder called Livewire. And if I go inside, here you can see we have something called hello world over here, hello world.php. So you can think of this Livewire as a controller, and you can think of this, actually this is a blade view, hello world.blade.php. So what will happen is that this will work as a controller. It will return as a view Livewire.hello world, which is this one. Okay, so let me just write it over here like this. We'll say over here Livewire clone and here we are going to mention hello all, and we'll close it like this. And let's say in the hello.blade.php we'll write something over here. Let's say hello from Livewire. And right now if we save it over here, then if we now refresh here you can see hello from Livewire. So what is happening is that we are saying over here Livewire hello all. So it is calling this Livewire hello all, and this Livewire hello all is returning us this view Livewire.hello all, which is this one. In the views here you can see a folder called Livewire, and inside Livewire we have hello all.blade.php. And let me just show you one more thing, and that is, okay, let me just open it like this. Let's go to views, layouts, and column 2. And here let's have this hello all this side, and here you can see hello from Livewire, and this is the hello all.php, which is this one, Livewire, this one in the HTTP. So here what we'll do is that if we just mention over here public, let's say $name equal to, let's say live your life. So if you write it like this, public $name equals something like this, it means we'll be able to have access to this $name in our hello.blade.php over here. Okay, because we are returning the view from here, this view. So here if you just give 2-second bracket, then if we just over here $name, just like in the Laravel, we need to give 2-second bracket, and inside it we need to write the variable just like we write in the Laravel. So if we save it, and then if we just refresh here we can see something called live your life. So this is all for this tutorial, and in the next tutorial we'll learn data binding in Livewire. So thanks for watching, and if you learn something new, then I will actually really appreciate if you subscribe to this channel. So thanks again for watching. Stay tuned and stay healthy. Hello everyone, this is Kiamin, and welcome to Livewire tutorial for beginner. In the previous tutorial we sent the name from here to our blade view over here, and we show it over here like this, live your life. Here you can see. So in this tutorial I'm going to show you data binding, and instead of explaining what is data binding, I will just directly show you the example. So here let's just have a input field over here. Let's say input field, and here you can see type, and the type will be text. And let me just remove the name from here, and instead of name we are going to say over here where clone model equal to, we'll give 2 single quotation, and here you can see that we are sending the name from here. So we'll just say over here name, and if we now save it, then if we just refresh over here you can see in the input field we have live your life. And here what will happen is that here we mention name, and whatever we write in the input field it will change this change the name data over here as well. And here let me just write over here live your life, let's say happy, and here you can see it is also changing over here as well. Okay, let me just write it a little differently. Let's just put it inside a div. You will just understand it. It will just look a little bit clear. And let's just refresh here, and here you can see, and if I write anything over here you can see it is also changing the data over here. And if I just remove everything over here, and here you can see the data for the name is gone as well. So whatever you write over here you will just see it over here, and that is something called data binding. So we are basically writing in the input field, and here we are just mentioning the name over here which is coming from here, and whatever we are changing over here it is updating the name data over here as well. And there is one more thing I would like to show you, and that is here whatever we are writing it is immediately making the changes over here. And what if you don't want it, what if you want to make the changes after 1 second after you type? So for that case what you can do is that in the wire model you can just say over here dot debounce dot, and here we can mention a second over here, how many second. Let's say here 2000 millisecond. It means 2000 millisecond means 2 seconds actually. So right now if we just refresh here, and if we just say over here happy, and after 2 seconds it will update the data. Here you can see. So basically we will not use this, but there is one more function that I would like to show you, and that is called lazy. So let's say over here lazy, let's save it. So what lazy will do is that whenever we let me just refresh here, and whenever we just write something over here you can see nothing is happening, but if I just click away it will show us the data, or if you just press enter then it will also change the data over here as well. So you can do this for not only the input type text, you can also do it for the checkbox or select option as well. Let me just show you the for the checkbox here. Let's say over here input type it will be a checkbox, and here we are going to say wire model. Let's say wire model equal to, and here we are going to say let's say check me, and here in the hello.php we are going to say over here public dollar check me equal to, by default at the beginning it will be false. So right now let's save it here and here as well, and right now if we just refresh here you can see we have a check option over here, and if I click check nothing is happening. So let me just give a condition over here after the check me. So here what we'll do is that just like we write condition in Laravel, the same way we write condition in Livewire as well. So we'll just say over here at the end of if, then two first bracket, and here we'll say dollar check me. It means if we check the data then we'll show something, and we also need to in the if condition. So we'll say over here in if, and here let's just say normal thing in the p tag, let's say I am checked, and let's save it now, and let's go to our browser, let's refresh, and if I now check this option here you can see it is showing us I am checked. So you can do the same thing for the select option as well. So let's just have a select option over here. Let's say over here select, and inside the select we'll have some option obviously, and let's say here option, let me just copy it 2 times, Control C, Control V, and Control V. So in the select we'll say here wire model equal to, here we'll say let's say talk, and in the option let's say here goodbye, and in the option 2 we'll say see you again, and in the option 3 let's say have a nice day. So here let's save it, and right now we also need to mention this talk variable over here in the hello.php as well. If you do not mention this variable over here, then you will get an error. Let me just show you. Let me just refresh here. Here you can see we have a select option over here, but if I click select and if we just select any data over here, it will give us an error that property talk not found on the component hello world. So here in the component over here hello.php we will declare the variable public dollar talk equal to, let's say at the beginning the data name will be let's say goodbye, and let's save it now, and let's just refresh here, and if I just select anything here you can see we are not getting any error, but nothing is happening, right? So for it what we'll do is that after the select here let's just give another if condition. Let's say here if, and we're going to mention this talk variable. Let me just copy it, and here we'll say dollar talk, and we'll give the in condition over here. So we'll say over here in if, and here we'll just say dollar talk, and here you can see dollar talk. And just like in Laravel, in order to print something we need to give 2 second bracket, so we need to keep this dollar talk inside 2 second bracket. And if we now save it, then if we just refresh here, and here you can see at the beginning it is saying goodbye, because we mentioned over here dollar talk will be at the beginning, it will be goodbye. And right now if I just change the value over here, and here you can see you again, and if I just click over here again, have a nice day, Here you can see have a nice day, and if I check it, here you can see I am checked. You can change the data over here as well. So right now, let's say you want to select multiple data over here. So for that case, what you can do is that in the select option, we can just say over here multiple, and then since multiples we are selecting multiple data, then this goodbye it will be a array. So we need to give this third bracket at the beginning and at the end. And then here you can see talk. So since we want to select multiple data, so here we need to say over here import, then we'll give first bracket opening and first bracket will close over here. Then here we'll give a single quotation, comma, single quotation and another comma. So for every single quotation we'll be able to show a single data. So right now if we save it, then if we refresh here you can see it looks like this, and we can select it like this, and if we press Ctrl and then select something, then it will show us everything over here like this. So yeah, this is all about this tutorial, and in the next tutorial I'll show you method and action in Livewire. So this is all, and if you like this video then let me know in the comment section, and I will actually really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. So thanks again for watching, stay tuned and stay healthy. Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to Livewire tutorial for beginner. In the previous tutorial we saw data binding in Livewire, and in this tutorial we are going to see some method and action in Livewire. So here you can see we are showing the name over here, and we are sending the name over here, this on live your life, the data over here, and we're showing the name over here which is this on live your life. So here what we'll do is that we'll have a button over here next to name, and if we click that button it will reset the name to something else. And let's just add a BR tag over here just so that we can understand that name properly. If we just refresh here, okay, this is the name, and instead of live your life, let's say over here a name, let's say here Carlos. We can save it and we can refresh. Okay, we have the name Carlos over here, and next to the name we have a button over here. Let's say button, and we'll say over here reset name. In the button we are going to say wire clone model, sorry not model, wire clone click equal to, we will give two double quotation, and inside it let's say here dollar set, we'll say to first bracket, inside to first bracket we'll say over here name, then give a comma, then two single quotation, and let's say we'll change the name to James. So what will happen is that if we click on this reset button, reset name button, then it will set the name to James. So at the beginning the name is Carlos, and on clicking on this button the name will change to James because we are setting the name over here. So let's save it, and if we now refresh here you can see we have a reset button over here, and if I click reset name, and here you can see the name changed over here and here as well in the input field, because also in the input field we have our model name. So this is the easy way to update or reset the name, but this is not a recommended way. So what we'll do is that we'll mention a function name over here. So let's say over here reset name, we are calling a function over here which is reset name. So this is a function, and we write this function over here. So here over here we are going to say public function reset name, which we just mention over here. Then we'll give to first bracket, then we'll just give to second bracket, and inside it we'll say we want to change the reset the name to a different thing obviously. So here we'll just say dollar this arrow sign will say name equal to, and let's say by default the name is Carlos, and we'll change the name from Carlos to, let's say this time it will be Max, and let's end it with a semicolon. So right now what will happen is that, let me just write it like this so that you can see it properly. So what will happen is that if we click on this reset name button, then it will call this function which is reset name, and we'll come over here and we'll change name to Max, from Carlos to Max. So let's save it here and here. So let's just refresh, And here if we click reset name, it will change the name from Carlos to Max. So if I click reset, here you can see Max. So here instead of click, we can use a few more event, like we can say mouse enter. So mouse enter like this, and if we now save it, so what will happen is that you don't have to click this time. If you just take your mouse to the reset button, it will automatically change the name from Carlos to Max. Let me just show you. Let's refresh, and if I just click my cursor or mouse to the button, it will change the name to Max. I didn't click it. Okay, let's refresh again. Let's take my mouse over here again. You can see it automatically change the name. You can use a few more feature like key up, key down, or key right, key left, a lot of feature. So we'll just make it mouse click over here. And we can do one more thing, that is we can send a name from here to here. So for it, we'll just keep two first bracket here, then two single quotation, and here we'll send the name. Let's say here the name will be Ronaldo, and here we need to catch this name. So for it, we'll declare a variable. We'll say over here $name, and here instead of Max, we'll say over here $name, which is this name. Okay, so we are sending this name to over here, and we are saying that set the name to this one. Okay, so let's save it here and here. Let's refresh and click reset name, and here you can see Ronaldo. You can do a lot more things over here. Okay, I think I did not show you one more thing, and that is str to upper. We'll give first bracket opening and closing over here. If I now save it, then if I just refresh, here you can see all the data is in upper. You can do it lower or anything you want. I just did not mention this str upper in any previous tutorial. That's why I am just mentioning this. And if I just click on reset name, it will keep the Ronaldo name upper as well. So this time, let me just show you the submit form. So here we are going to mention a form. We'll say here a form will open over here, and this form will end over here. And in the form, we'll say here action will be hash. For now, we'll do nothing. And here we'll say where it will be. It is a submit, right? It is a form, so we need to submit. So we'll say over here submit equal to double quotation, and from this button we are calling this reset name function. So this time we'll just let me just cut it from here, and we'll paste it over here, and let's just remove it, right click from here. So right now if we save it, there is a little bit different. Here we are saying where submit. So what will happen is that it will submit the name data Ronaldo, so the name won't change. The name will stay the same, because the page will be reloaded. Because let me just show you, let me just refresh over here, and if I click reset name, here you can see the name is still Carlos, because we submitted the form over here. Here you can see hash, which we mentioned over here, action equal to hash. So what we'll do is that we'll say over here prevent, so it will prevent from submitting the form. So let's save it now, and this time let me just remove this. Let's press enter, and this time let's click reset name, and here you can see the name changed to Ronaldo, and it did not submit the form. So those are the basics of like method and action. So those are pretty simple. So this is all for this tutorial, and in the next tutorial we will see lifecycle hook in Livewire. So if this tutorial was useful to you, or if you learned something new, then make sure to subscribe this channel. I will actually really appreciate it. And thanks again for watching. Stay tuned and stay healthy. Hello everyone, this is Yamin, and welcome to Livewire tutorial for beginner. In this tutorial, we are going to talk about lifecycle hooks in Livewire. So in the previous tutorial, we talked about some method and actions. So first of all, let me just clear some code over here, so that it becomes easier for us to read the code and understand. So here, this is what we have right now over here, you can see. So we are going to keep this name over here, but we'll remove this form over here. From here, then we'll keep this input type text, but we'll remove the input type checkbox and the select option and this one as well. And let's just keep only on div over here. Okay, so this is all we have in this hello.blade.php, and let's also remove this hello from Livewire as well. And from the hello.php we'll remove this check me equal false, then this stock function, and also this reset name function as well. So let's save it, and if we now refresh here, so here you can see only Carlos, and over here in the input field we have Carlos, and here this Livewire tutorial, this text is coming from the welcome.blade.php from here. So first of all, we are going to talk about a function called mount over here. So let me just write the function over here. Public function mount will give to first bracket, then to second bracket, and here we are going to say dollar this arrow sign name equal to, we are going to mention a name. Let's say the name will be Adam. So what will this mount function do? So here in the mount function we are mentioning name equal to Adam. So here you can see in the public we have a name equal to Carlos. But what will happen is that because of this mount function, the name will change from Carlos to Adam. So right now if we refresh here, we will not see over here Carlos, it will be Adam. If we just refresh, here you can see Adam. And you can also pass name data in the mount function as well. Let me just say over here $name, and here instead of Adam we are going to say here $name, and we are going to pass this name from our welcome.blade.php from here. Here you can see Livewire hello world. So here after this hello world we'll give this clone over here, then we'll say over here name equal to we'll give to double quotation, and inside it we can say any name. Let's say here Yummy. Let's save it. Then right now what will happen is that this name will pass over here and it will show us this name Yummy. Okay, so right now if we refresh, we will see over here Yummy, as you can see. So right now I'm going to talk about a function called updated. So let me just write over here public function updated, and we'll give to second bracket. And here let me just show you, instead of explaining then we will explain. First let me just show you the example. We'll just copy it and paste it here, and here in the name over here let's just remove this. Let's give to single quotation, and inside it let's say here I am updated. So what will happen is that if we make any changes in the input type text over here, then the name value will change to I am updated. So let me just save it and let's refresh over here, and if I just change anything in the input field over here, you can see it is saying I am updated. So the name value is changed from the name to I am updated. So there is one more function called like updating and hided kind of or similar to updated, but I don't remember using hided in a actual project up until now. So yeah, this is all about this tutorial, and if you have any question you can let me know in the comment section. And if you're learning something new, then please subscribe to this channel. I will really appreciate it. And thanks again for watching. Stay tuned and stay healthy. Welcome to Livewire tutorial, where I am going to teach you how you can insert data to database table in Livewire. So first of all, let's go and create a fresh Laravel project. So I'm going to create a Laravel project over here. So let me just open a command prompt, and let's say over here Laravel new, and let's say our project name will be Livewire tutorial. Just press enter and it will create a Laravel project. So I'll just fast forward this video for now. There you can see our project creation is done, and here you can see this is the Livewire tutorial project that we just created. So let me just go to the project directory. I'll write over here cd Livewire tutorial. So here you can see currently we are in the project directory, and this is the Laravel project that we just created. So let me just run the project. I'll see over here PHP artisan serve. So let me just copy this and I'll paste it here. So this is a Laravel project that we just created. And I also opened the project using Sublime Text. Over here you can see Livewire tutorial. So I'll just directly go to resource, views, then welcome.blade.php, and I'm going to remove everything from here. And I'll just say over here normal HTML, and in the body, let's say here h1 tag. Inside h1 tag we'll say Livewire tutorial. So right now if we save it, then if we refresh, here you can see Livewire tutorial, which is coming from the welcome.blade.php. But up until now we haven't done anything related to Livewire. So for writing the Livewire code, first of all we need to install Livewire to our Laravel project. So for it, let's go and install Livewire to our project. So for that case, we need to go to our project directory again, and we'll open another command prompt, and we'll install our Livewire. And for installing Livewire, we need to write this command: composer require Livewire slash Livewire, and let's press enter, and it will install Livewire to our Laravel project. Here you can see it is installing and it's done. So right now, in order to write the Livewire code, we need to write something in the head section and also at the end of the body section. So in the head section, we write over here at the rate of Livewire styles, STYLES, the S will be capital, and at the end of the body tag, we'll also say over here at the rate of Livewire scripts, SCRIPTS, and S will be capital S. And over here inside this style and script, over here we are going to write our Livewire code. So first of all, we are going to create a view for Livewire. So let me just write it over here first like this: Livewire clone, and let's say we'll create a view, and that view name will be we want to store data, right? So let's say here store hyphen student. We'll create a student table and we'll store the student data. So we need to create a view for Livewire like this, store student. So for it, again, we need to go to our command prompt and write a command. So we'll just directly go to our command prompt, and here you can see that we want to create a view called store student, right? So for it, we are going to say in the command prompt over here, PHP artisan make clone Livewire, and then we're going to say over here this one, store hyphen student. So let's say store hyphen student, and if we now press enter, here you can see two files is created for this single command. So one file is inside the app, then HTTP, and then Livewire, and inside that Livewire folder we have this, and another file is in the view folder. So let's go and first check this on. But before that, here, would you like to show love, show some love? We'll just say over here no. Let's press enter. So let's go and create check this on. If you just directly go to app, then HTTP, then inside HTTP here you can see Livewire, and inside Livewire we have store student.php, as you can see. And again another one is inside resource views, and inside views here you can see Livewire, and inside Livewire here you can see store student.blade.php. So right now here you can see in the welcome.blade.php we already included store student, which is this one. So whatever we write inside this, we'll be able to get in the welcome.blade.php. So here we'll just say h2 tag, and we'll say store student data. So right now if we save it, then if we refresh, here you can see we can get the store student data from the store student.blade.php. So right now we'll make write some input field over here inside the store student.blade.php, and we'll upload it to a table. So first of all, let's go and create a table so that we can upload the student data. So for it, let's go to command prompt, and here we are going to say PHP artisan make clone model, and here let's say we'll create a model called student and table called student. So we'll say over here is student minus m. It will create model and migration at the same time. Let's press enter. So you can see model and migration is created. So we'll directly go to our database migrations, and inside migration here you can see student table. So inside the student table, let's add some entry. Let's say $table, this arrow sign, string to first bracket to single quotation. Let's say this one will be name. Let's keep this arrow sign, and let's also make it nullable. So after name, let's say student will have also like email and image. So let's say this one will be email, and this one will be image. Let's save it. Right now we need to migrate this table, and here if you go to our .env, here you can see Livewire tutorial, and here I also create the Livewire tutorial database in my PSMyAdmin. So we can just migrate our table. So we'll just give the command over here, PHP artisan migrate. Let's press enter, and here you can see migration is complete. So right now if we just go to our database, and if we just refresh here you can see we have student table over here, and inside student we have name, email and image. So let's go and insert data using Livewire to this table. So for it we need to make some input field. Let's just close those two, and here in the student store.blade.php, okay, let me just write it like this. Welcome.blade.php is not required, so I'll just close it for now, and let me just go to views, layouts and column 2. Let me just write it like this so that you can see it properly, this one and this one. So here this is the blade file, store student.blade.php. So here we are going to declare a form, and inside this form we'll have our input field. So first of all, let's just have a div, and inside this div we'll say level will be name, and for level name we need an input field. So let's say input type will be text, and in the Livewire we do not write name like this. We write over here where clone model equal to name. So here you can see where model name. In Livewire we use where model equal to name like this, and whatever where model equals something we have over here, we also need to mention it in the store student.php, which is inside the Livewire HTTP, then Livewire over here, this one. Okay, so in this function we are going to mention a public variable. We'll say public $name, and here you can see this name is this one. Okay, so let me just copy this one and I'll paste it 3 times. So this one will be for email. Let's just select everywhere, and let's say here email, and this one will be for the image. So let's say here image, and for image the input type will be file, and here you can see wire model. Let's say in the wire model we'll say image, and we also need to mention this email and image over here as well. So let me just select it, copy it and paste it here. So here first we'll say email, then we'll say image. So right now we need a submit button to submit the form. So for submit button we not require level, and we also do not require wire model. So here the submit button, it will be for submit button input type will be submit, and we'll say here value will be, let's say just save. And here you can see in the form we need to write over here like this, where clone submit dot prevent equal to, let's say here you can name it anything. So here we are going to mention a function name which we will write over here in the store student.php. So let's say here save data. You can give it any name you want. I'll just go with save data. So let's save it, and right now we'll go to this site, and here we're going to mention a public function save data, which is this one. So we'll say public function save data to first bracket and then to second bracket. And we want to store those data in the student table, right? So first of all, in order to upload data to the student table, as always, like Laravel, we need to add the student model name at the top. So here we'll say use app backslash models backslash student. So right now we'll be able to upload data to the student table. So let's declare a variable in this function save data. We'll say dollar student equal to new student, and after it we'll say dollar student this arrow sign name equal to, here you can see dollar student name. This is just like before we write in the Laravel dollar student name, and here this name will be exactly like we have in the column over here name. And this time in the Laravel we normally request the data from the form, but in Livewire this is a little different. Here you can see wire model name. So whenever we write anything in the input field, then that data will be stored in this public name variable. So same goes for the email and also for the image. So whatever we have in the input field, it will be automatically stored, or this public variable will automatically get that data. So we'll just say over here dollar this arrow sign name. So we'll get this name over here. So let me just copy this one and I'll paste it here. And here this time we'll say email. And after it we'll just store the data. So for storing the data we need to say over here student this arrow sign save. So this is really simple, as you can see. So right now let's save it here and here. So let's go back and let's just refresh here, and here you can see we have some input field over here. Let's give a name. Let's just say a random thing, and let's not to choose the image. We haven't done the image part up until now. We'll do it after a little later. Let's just do it for normal input field at the top gmail.com, and let's click save. And here you can see it did not reload because in Livewire it doesn't reload to store the data. But if we go to our database and if we refresh over here, here you can see we have the data over here. So whatever data you try to store over here, it will not reload because this is Livewire. Let's say here Yamin. Let's say here Yamin, and let's say here Yamin at the rate of gmail.com, and let's click save again. And here you can see it did not reload, but if I refresh over here, we can see the entry over here. But the thing is, once the data is saved, those input fields should be empty, right? That is the most logical one. So for that case, what we can do is that after storing the data, we'll just say over here dollar this, then this arrow sign will say here reset. We'll give two first bracket, then two third bracket, then two single quotation, and inside single quotation here we have this name, right? This name variable over here as well. So we'll say over here name, then comma, two single quotation, email. So what we are saying is that after storing the data, just make the name and email input field empty. Reset. Okay. So let's save it and let's try it again. So let's say here this time James, and email will be james at the rate of gmail.com. Let's click save, and here you can see after storing the data, the input field is reset. So if I now refresh here you can see James. So right now, okay, but before we move to the image part, here this is not the proper way to like reset the entry. The proper way would be a little different. Let me just declare a function over here. We'll say public function, let's say reset data to first bracket to second bracket, and Inside this public function reset data, let me just cut it from here and paste it here. We'll have this reset name email over here, and we'll just call this reset function from here. So we'll just say over here like this arrow sign reset data. So this will basically work the same. Okay, let me just show you again. Let's do this, refresh, and let's say here this time John at the rate of gmail.com. Let's click save, and here you can see it basically worked the same way. Here you can see John at the rate of gmail.com. So right now let's go and store the image. So for storing the image, here first of all we'll declare a variable over here. Let's say here dollar image name equal to, we'll say dollar this arrow sign image, and this image variable is this one. Okay, image, then we'll give another arrow sign, we'll say store to first bracket to single quotation, and here we need to mention the folder name where we want to store the data, store the image. So we'll say, let's say photos, the folder name will be photos. Then but before that, let me just show you one more thing. And okay, let's go to hues, layouts, single. Okay, if I just go to my, so here you can see after route we have a folder called shortest, and inside shortest we have a few more file, app, then public. So here in Livewire, if you just write this on, and if we upload a photo, it will create a folder in the shortest folder called photo, and all the images will be stored in that photo folder. But what we want is that we want to store all the images in the public folder. So for it, we'll give a comma over here, and we'll give another to single quotation, and we'll say over here public. So in Livewire, all the images are stored in the shortest folder. Okay. So after it, what we'll do is that we'll say over here dollar student this arrow sign image equal to dollar image name. So here let me just explain it again. So here for now just ignore this image name part. Here what is happening is that we are getting the image, and we will store the image in this location in the photo folder, which will be in the public folder. And then we are getting that location for our folder name. You can say we are getting the path name of the image, and we are storing it in the student table image column. Over here you can see student image equal to image name. So I hope you are clear. So right now if we save it and if we refresh here, let's say here name yummy, email yummy at the rate of gmail.com, and let's choose the image from here. Let's choose this one, open. And if I okay, I forgot to add one more thing, and that is in the store student.php we need to add something else for file upload. So we'll say over here use Livewire / with file uploads. There is a S at the end of uploads. And again, we also need to use this with file uploads over here inside the class. So we'll say here use file uploads like this. Okay. So right now let's go and let's just refresh here again, and let's say here yummy at the rate of gmail.com, and let's choose the image, and let's choose this one again. Let's click save, and here you can see everything is resetted except the image, because we haven't resetted the image over here in the reset function, but that's fine. Right now if we go to our database table and if we refresh over here you can see we have name, email, and we have also the location of the image over here as well. If we go to the shortest location, here you can see in the shortest we have app, and inside app we have public folder, and inside public folder we have a new folder called photos, and here this is the photo that we just uploaded. But right now what we should do is that we should link this public folder with our with our this public folder. Okay, so for it we just need to write a single command, and once we link the shortest public folder with this public folder, we'll be able to get the image from the database table and show it in our view. So we just need to write a command which is php artisan str shortest shortest link. We just need to write this command to link this shortest to our this actual public folder. So if I just press enter, okay, there is error. Okay, I did a mistake for the shortest spelling. Okay, let me write it properly. STROAG, shortest. So let's just press enter again. Okay, I did a mistake again. I think the spelling will be STORAG, shortest. Let's press enter. Okay, this time it is done. Here you can see that. Let me just make it a little bit bigger. Here you can see that Livewire tutorial public shortest link has been connected to Livewire tutorial shortest app/public. So a connection is done. So right now, since stored the data, image data in the database table, and we link our shortest to our actual public folder, so we'll be able to get the image and show it in the Laravel or Livewire view wherever you want. So yeah, this is how you can insert data in Livewire. I try to make this tutorial as easy as possible, and I also explained as much as possible. I hope you now know how to insert data in Livewire. And if this tutorial was useful to you, then please subscribe to this channel. I will actually really appreciate it. So thanks again for watching. Stay tuned and stay healthy. This is Yamin and welcome to Livewire tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can show data from database table in Livewire view. So in the previous tutorial, we insert some data to a table called student, which is this one. Over here in this table, we insert the data for student. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how we can show all those data from this table to over here in Livewire view. So if you want to know how to insert data and image in Livewire, you can check out the previous tutorial. I will give the playlist link in the description. So right now let's go and show the data for student over here. So for it, let's go back, and here you can see in the welcome.blade.php, this is the blade view. From here we are calling this Livewire function store student. This is the blade view for Livewire, and which is this on store student.blade.php. From here we have some input field for adding data. So after this form, we are going to write some code so that we can show the data of the student table. And here you can see store student.php, and this is kind of controller for Livewire, and this is inside the app HTTP Livewire, and here you can see store student.php, and this work as a controller for Livewire view, which is this one. So over here in this store student.php, we are going to write a function over here which is public function mount, and here you can see this mount function will automatically call by Livewire view always. So whenever a view is loaded in Livewire, this mount function will be automatically called. So you do not have to explicitly call this function. So inside this mount function, we'll say over here dollar this arrow sign student. So dollar this student, this will act as a variable, and equal to, we'll mention our table name which is stud student double colon all. So here we are basically getting all the data from the student table, and we are storing this inside this student variable. And one more thing, that is we also need to mention the student model at the top as well. So once you just write this, it means you are ready to get the student data in your Livewire view. So let's go to our store student.blade.php, and over here just after this form, just like Laravel, we'll mention a for each loop over here. For each, we'll give to first bracket, then we'll say dollar student, and this dollar student is actually this one. Okay, because of this dollar student as dollar student. And we also need to, in the for each loop, we'll say here at the rate of int for each. And after this, just like in Laravel we get the data, the same way we will also get the data over here as well. Let's just mention a p tag over here. And here if I go to the database table, here you can see in the student table we have name, email and images. Okay, so first of all let's go and show the name and email first. So here we'll give 2 second bracket, and inside it we're going to say dollar student, this arrow sign, name. So right now, okay, let me just copy it and paste it here, and this time we'll say here email. So if we save it now, then if we just refresh here you can see the data from the table. And you can also write the name and email a little different as well. Let me just show you like this, 2 third bracket, then name, and for email also the same way, 2 third bracket, email. If we save it, then if we refresh, here you can see nothing changed. We are still getting the data, or we are able to show the data. So right now let's go and show the image. And here you can see that in the previous tutorial we upload the image, and we upload the image in the shortest folder. And we also, at the end of the video, I also showed you how you can link the shortest with the public folder. So here in Livewire, in order to show the image, we'll mention the image tag over here, and in the source we'll give 2 second bracket, then we'll say over here shortest, STORAG, shortest, then double clone URL, 2 first bracket, we'll say then dollar student, let's give 2 third bracket, and inside the second collision we'll say image. So like this we'll be able to get the image. And so let's just mention the image height and width. Let's say height will be 200 and width it will be 200. So right now let's save it, and if we just refresh here you can see we are able to get the images. So we need to mention the shortest because we are storing the images in the shortest folder, that's why. And here you can see photos folder, and this one we are not mentioning it because in the image section here you can see photos / the image name, so that's why. So I would highly recommend you, if you don't know how to upload image and data in Livewire, I will highly recommend you to check out my previous tutorial. So yeah, we are able to get a view over here. Now let's say you need to return multiple view from here, you can do it as well. For it, all you have to do is just copy it, and let's say you have another table where you want to show the view and the table name is user, you can just say over here user like this, and you also need to mention the user model at the top, and then all you have to do is that you need to write a for each loop to showing that user data. Okay, so that is all. So this is how you can show data from table in Livewire. So I hope this tutorial was useful to you. If you have any question or if you face any problem, you can let me know in the comment section, and I would actually really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. So thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned and stay healthy. Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to Livewire tutorial. In this tutorial I am going to show you how you can delete data using Livewire. So in the previous tutorial I showed you how you can display data in Livewire, and I made a table for displaying the data, and in this tutorial we'll have a delete option over here, and if we click the delete option it will delete the data without reloading or refreshing our page. So let's go back to our code, and here you can see that I created a table over here, name, email and image, and in the for each loop I showed the name, email and image. So here this is the table header, so here we are going to mention a 88 table header, and let's say here delete, and in this for each loop we are going to mention another td over here, and inside this td we will mention a anchor tag, and inside this anchor tag we are going to say delete. So right now if we save it, then if we refresh here you can see we have a delete option over here right now. So right now we'll write some code to delete data in Livewire. So here in Livewire we do not require to use href. So here in Livewire we're going to say over here where click means if someone click on this then we'll do something. It means we are going to call a function, and let's say our function name will be delete student, and we'll give 2 first bracket. So right now we need to mention that which data we want to delete. And here you can see that we have a lot of data over here, and every data has a unique ID over here, you can see. So we need to send the specific ID for a specific delete button. So how can we do it? That is really simple. Here you can see we can get the name just like this. We can also get the ID as well. So in this two first bracket, we'll just paste it over here, and instead of name, we're going to say over here ID. So right now, let's save it, and this time, currently we are in the store student.blade.php. So this time we'll go to our store student.php, which is inside the HTTP library. This one, okay. So here we are going to write this function delete student. So here we'll just say over here public function delete student. Let me just copy this one, Control C, Control V. We'll give two first bracket, then two second bracket, and here inside this we are going to cache the ID, right? So we'll just say over here $ID. So whatever ID you are sending from here will be received over here. And then we'll just declare a variable, let's say $data equal to, here we are going to mention our model name or table name, and here you can see you also need to mention the model name at the top as well. So here equal to, we'll say student double clone find to first bracket $ID. So we'll first find the ID, and then we'll just say over here $data, this arrow sign, delete. So right now let's save it over here, and here you can see in the anchor tag href, we cannot keep href for Livewire. We only need to keep wire click. So let's save it over here as well, and let's refresh here. And right now let's say we want to delete this data. So since we remove the href, so the hand icon is gone, but the delete should still work. So here you can see there is no hand sign over here, as you can see, because we removed the href. So let's just say over here style, and we'll say here cursor clone pointer. So let's save it, then let me just refresh again, and here you can see there is now the hand sign over here. So right now if I just click over here, here you can see nothing happened, but the data is actually deleted because in Livewire it doesn't refresh. So if I just go to our database table and if I refresh over here, here you can see there is on less data over here. So right now obviously this isn't the solution. If I refresh here, here you can see that data is gone. So what we'll do is that here after deleting the data, we want to reload the data. So for that case, here you can see in the mount function, we send this student data, all the student data over here to show. So what we'll do is that after deleting the data, we'll just say over here $this arrow sign mount. We'll just call the mount function, and it will reload our view over here without refreshing over here, okay. So all you have to do is that you need to call this mount function over here, and that's all. So let's save it again, let's refresh here, and this time let's say we want to delete this data. If I click delete, here you can see the data is gone without refreshing the page. And if I go to my database table and reload, there you can see only two data is available over here. So this is how you can delete data in Livewire. I hope this tutorial was easy and useful to you, and I will actually really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. So thanks again for watching. Stay tuned and stay healthy. Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to Tech Knowledge. In this tutorial, I am going to show you how you can update data in Livewire. So in the previous tutorial, I showed you how you can delete data in Livewire. So in this tutorial, we are going to see how we can update data in Livewire. So first of all, here we are going to have a update option so that we can update a certain data. So let's go back to our code, and here you can see store student.blade.php. Here you can see the delete option for the table header. So let me just copy it and paste it here, and instead of delete, we're going to say over here update. If I save it now, then if I just refresh here, you can see we have the update column. So let's go back, and here you can see the delete option. I mean the delete button for delete. Let me just copy it and paste it here, and here instead of delete, we are going to say update. And for update we also need to mention a function over here as well. So instead of delete student, let's say here update student, and we also require to send the specific student ID for which ID we want to update some data, and we'll catch that ID over here in the storestudent.php. Over here we'll write a function for update. So let's just write over here public function update student. We'll give two first bracket, then we'll say over here $id. So here from here we are sending the ID, so we need to catch the ID over here. So we'll give two second bracket right now. And over here, first of all, we're going to declare a variable. Let's say $student equal to, we'll mention our model name or table name, which is student double clone find $id. So first of all, we are going to find the specific ID. Okay, but before that, let me just refresh over here. If I refresh, here you can see we have the update option over here. So let's say if we click update, we want to get the ID first. So for it, let me just go at the top, and here let me declare a variable over here. We'll say public, let's say $s_id. Then we'll go down, and here we'll say $this arrow sign s_id equal to, here you can see that $student, right? We'll mention this $student over here, then we'll give this arrow and ID. So we are basically getting this ID from the student table from here, from this student table. Okay, so right now if we click update, nothing will happen because we did not mention anything. So here you can see we are getting the ID and we are storing it in this s_id. So right now if we just say over here to second bracket, we'll say here $s_id, we should be able to get the ID, because whenever we click this update button, it is calling us this function, and then we are finding the specific ID, then we are storing that ID in this variable, and we mention this s_id over here. So right now we should be able to get the ID whenever we click on this update button. So if I now just refresh here and let's just click on this update, and here you can see, okay, 666. Okay, the ID is 6, but it came 4 times. Okay, the reason is I write this inside the for each loop. Let's write it over here. Let's refresh again. Let's click over here, and here you can see 6. So just like the ID, we can also get the name, email, and the images as well. So let's go back, and here let me just copy this and I'll paste it on 2 and 3 times. So here okay, let me just go at the top, and here you can see we already mentioned the name, email, and the image over here, so we are not going to mention it again. So here we are going to say name, and here this arrow sign name is this one. Okay, and here you can see student, here we are going to also mention name, but this name will come from the database table, which is this one. Okay, so after name, let's say here email as well, and this one will be for image, student image. So right now, just like the same way we get the ID, we can also get the name and email. Let me just show you. Let's just say over here email. If we save it, then if we just refresh here, let's click this one, and here you can see the email for this one is yummy@gmail.com. Here you can see yummy@gmail.com. So but what we need is we need some input field so that we can update the data. So for that case, obviously we do not want to reload the page because this is Livewire, otherwise that won't make any sense, or that won't fulfill our purpose for using Livewire. So what we are going to do is that we are going to mention a variable over here. We'll say here public, we'll say update equal to, at the beginning the value for the update will be false, let's say. So here we are mentioning that update equal to false. So here you can see store student data. So inside this tip we are going to mention a if condition. So we'll say here at the end of if, to first bracket we'll say here dollar update double equal to false. If update value is false, then we'll show the table and the insert form and the table over here. So that will end over here. So that if condition will end over here. Okay, let me just write it like this, at the end of else and at the end of end if. So let me just copy this store student data from this h2 tag to up until this table. So let me just cut it from here, Control X, and I'll paste it inside this if condition. And here you can see the if condition started over here and it ended over here, else. And inside this else, let's just say something else. Let's say update. So right now if we save it, then if we just refresh here and if we click update, the table still would be here, because what we want is that when we click the update button, we want the value of this dollar update change from false to update, false to true. Okay, so for that case, here you can see this is our update function. So inside this update function we are going to say dollar this arrow sign update equal to, here we will say true. So when the value of update is true, then it fulfills the else condition, so it will come to else condition and show us this update option. So right now if we save it, then if we just refresh here and if we click update, here you can see it is showing us update. And this Livewire tutorial is coming from the welcome.blade.php. Okay, let me just show you so that you don't get any confused. Here you can see Livewire tutorial. Okay. Okay, let me just close it. We do not require that. So right now what we want is that inside this else condition we need some input field so that we can update the data. Let's say here update student data, and let's mention a form over here, and inside this form we are going to say over here, we'll say where clone submit dot, at the beginning will prevent from uploading equal to, we need to mention a function name which we'll write over here. Let's say function name will be update data. Okay, and inside this form what we have in this, what we want to update in the update form, and that will be it will be name, email and the image, right? So here let's say level it will be name, and here we're going to say input type, it will be text, and we do not require name equal to this one. Instead of this, for Livewire we need where model equal to, we'll give double quotation, and this time for name you cannot just declare any variable for where model. So here you can see that we're getting the update value name in this variable which we have over here. We have name, email and image, and here you can see s underscore id. So here we need to inside this where model we need to mention this dollar name, then dollar email, then dollar image, because we have mentioned the same variable over here. If you want to declare different variable for update, you can do it over here, then you need to mention it over here and then here, but let's just keep it simple. So here we are going to say name. So let me just copy this one. So after name we'll have the email, and this one will be for the image, and we also require a submit button. So here we are going to say email, input type it will be email, and where model email. And here you can see right now we have one more thing, that is image. So let's say here choose new image, and inside the where model we'll say image. and this one will be the submit button, so we do not require name, so instead of input type it will be submit. And for submit button we do not require wire model, so we'll just say over here hello, it will be update. So right now if we save it, then if we just refresh here and we'll click on this update option, and here you can see we have the name, email and the photo like this. Okay, let me just go back, and here for image input type will be file. Let's save it, let's refresh again, let's click update. Okay, no file chosen. Okay, don't worry, we'll fix this image part later, but let's just update the name and the image first, name and the email first. So let's go back, and right now here you can see in the form or submit event we mention this function update data. So we are going to mention this update data function over here in the store student.php. So we are going to say over here public function update data, then we'll give to first bracket, then we'll give to second bracket. So right now what we'll do is that we'll declare a variable, we'll say dollar student. Okay, let's just say over here dollar data equal to student, which is our table name, and we'll say here find dollar s underscore id, and then we'll say over here dollar data, this arrow sign, name equal to, and here you can see this name. Now this name will come from the database table. Okay, from here equal to, we are going to say dollar this arrow sign name. So after name we have the email and the image, so let me copy it, paste it here, and here we're going to say email. Okay, for this image part, okay, let me just copy the code from the top. Over here we insert the image for adding data in the database table. So let me just copy this, only these two line. Okay, only these two line. So let me just copy it and I will paste it here. So here let me just explain it. We are declaring this variable image name, then here we are saying dollar this image, just like the email and the name part. Then we are storing the image in the public folder, in the public photo folder, and here instead of dollar student we need to say dollar data image, then equal to image name. So we are storing the image name in the image variable. So after this we'll just need to say over here dollar data, this arrow sign, save. So right now let's save it here and here. So let's just refresh over here, let's click update for this cola email, let's click update, let's say cola 2 and cola 2, let's choose the image, we need to choose the image for now. Let's just choose the image, let's choose this one, click open, and if I click update, okay, unable to find lifecycle method update data directly on the component. I think we cannot use this update data variable, update data method. We need to mention a different name. Okay, let's say here up data, and here up data. I think Livewire reserve this update data for some reason. So let's save, then let's refresh here again, let's click update, let's click cola 2, let's choose the image, this one, click open, click update. Okay, undefined variable s underscore id. Okay, the reason is we are sending the name, email and the image, but here we mention dollar s underscore id. So we also need to mention the id over here. So let's say here input type text, it will be text, and name, instead of name we are going to say where clone model equal to double clone id. Sorry, it will be s underscore id, and we'll make it hidden. Let's say hidden. Let's save it. So we'll be able to get the ID over here. And okay, instead of s underscore id, we need to mention over here dollar this arrow sign s underscore id. Okay, so let's save it here. If you do not mention this arrow, then you'll get an error, the same error. Let's just refresh again. Let's click update, color 2, let's choose the image. Let's click update. Okay, I think the data is updated. If I just check my database table and if I just refresh here you can see color 2. If I just refresh here, you can see color 2, and there is a new image as well. So if I now refresh over here you can see the new image over here. But the thing is, what if we do not want to update the existing image? So for that case, what we can do is that here you can see the email part. So after this, and this two line is for the image. So after this email or before this image code, this two line of code will give this if condition, and inside this if condition we'll say over here dollar this arrow sign image, and this if condition will end over here. And okay, I forgot to give the second bracket opening over here. Okay, so here what is happening is that we are checking that dollar this image. It means if there is any new image is chosen from here. So if it's chosen, only then we will come to this if condition. Otherwise we will not come to this if condition. We'll keep the existing old image. Okay, so right now let's save it and let me just refresh again over here. And let's click the update option. Let's choose yummy. Let's say yum, and this time we will not choose any image and we'll just click update. Okay, call to a member function store on string. So for this case, what we can do is that I think we need to mention a different name or model name for the image. Let's say here image up over here, and let's go at the top, and here we're going to mention that variable which is image up here at the beginning of our store student.php, and let's go down, and here instead of dollar this image we'll say image up, and here dollar this image, instead of this image we need to mention image up. Up means update, just a short term. Let's save it. I hope everything will work this time. Let's refresh again. Let's click this one. Let's say yum. Okay, let's not choose anything. Let's just click update. I hope the data is updated. Let's refresh. Here you can see yum, and the old image is still over here, as you can see. If I now refresh, here you can see the name and email is updated, but the old image is still here. But if I choose a new image, okay, let's update this image, only this image. So let's choose a image over here. Let's choose this image. Let's click update. I hope the data is updated. Here you can see the image data is updated. If I just refresh here you can see the data is updated. But right now one more thing that we should do is that once we update the data, it should automatically take us to the table, okay, at the first page. Okay, so for that case what we can do is that here you can see that at the beginning we mention here update equal to false, and here we mention that if update equal to false, will show this input field store student data and the table. And if the update is true, update is true, then we'll come to this else condition where we'll show the update student field. So right now what we'll do is that let's just go down. And here you can see after the update data, what we'll do is that we'll mention that dollar this L sign update equal to, we'll make it false. So if the update value is false, then we'll go to the at the beginning. Over here we mention if update equal to false, will show whatever we have in this if condition. So that's why we are making this update equal to false. So it will automatically take us to the first page. After this false, okay, after saving the data, we'll make this image up equal to null. So let me just copy it and paste it here, and we'll say atto equal to null. And let's also do one more thing, that is dollar this arrow sign mount to first bracket. So after updating the data, we'll just refresh our table for the view. Okay, then we'll make the update false. So let's save it. I hope this time we'll not get any error. Let's click let's just refresh here. Let's click update. Let's choose the image for now. First let's choose this cat image, update. Okay, now let's update this soup. Let's not, this time we will not update the image. Let's just say gem, and let's click update. Okay, the image is not updated, but the name and email updated properly. So I hope this tutorial was useful to you, and if you have any question or any problem, you can let me know in the comment section. So thank you for watching, and I'll actually really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. So stay tuned and stay healthy.